Good afternoon, let's talk about Dark Bowmaster, one of the MVP units in our physical build, and a hero that is great in both dealing damage throughout the wave and also in annihilating bosses at the end of each wave. So, promotion, items, and skill nodes, which can be a little confusing. Let's go through all of those very quickly. Great, so let's start with promotion, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I will do my best to give you an answer. But we have two different promotion paths to choose from. We have the Dark Bowmaster and we have the Dark Ranger. Now, what are the differences between these two promotions? The Dark Ranger has a longer duration Strafe skill than the Dark Bowmaster, and the Dark Bowmaster has a higher passive attack speed boost to other archetype heroes than the Dark Ranger. So 200% and 150%. And now 200% is the highest passive attack speed boost you can have from any archetype hero. So this means that the Dark Bowmaster passive will boost in early game your Dark Elf and your Sniper, which is a huge attack speed boost. And once you're done with the very early game, you can also apply this attack speed buff to your Dark Bowmaster herself, and hold that thought, we will get back to that thing in a moment, but this is the main reason we are choosing Dark Bowmaster promotion over the Ranger. Alrighty, so the next thing we want to take a look at is the skill nodes, and if we take a look at the physical skill tree over here, there are mainly three nodes that interest us regarding the Dark Bowmaster, and those are the increased strafe damage, the strafe arrow +1, and the archer trio applies to itself node. And these three I will go through one by one, but first of all I will make sure that we will deactivate these two nodes over here, so I can show you exactly what I mean by what I say. So if we take a look at the base damage of the Dark Bowmaster Strafe ability, because the skill nodes will affect this Strafe ability, and the Strafe has at base 500% damage. Okay, this is the base without the skill nodes. Now, if you take a look at the first skill node over here, it says 100% increased strafe damage. Now you think, wow, this is gonna double my Dark Bowmaster damage, right? Not exactly how that works. What it actually does, it will increase the amount of percents the skill has by 100%, and I will show exactly what that does. So we will activate the skill, and then we will take a look at the damage. Now, the damage has gone up from 500% to 600%, so it's just an additive 100%. It doesn't actually double the damage. So if we take a look at in a mathematical approach to this, it's basically like a 20% upgrade to your Dark Bowmaster Strafe ability. Okay, so this is 20% more damage. Now let's take that off and let's take a look at the other one. Now this means Strafe arrow +1, but we will have 200% decreased strafe damage. What the hell? 200% decreased damage, that means we are going to do no damage at all, right? Again, not exactly like that. So let's activate the skill and let's go take a look at the Dark Bowmaster stats again. Now we can see the damage has gone from 500% to 300%. So there is a 200% flat decrease to the amount of damage she will be doing with the strafe. But with the skill node activated, she will use 2 arrows at once. So this damage is actually going to be 300% times 2, which will equal 600%. So again, if we take a look at the base amount of 500% damage, and with the skill node activate, we have 300% times 2, which is 600% damage. Again, like this skill node gives you approximately like 20% damage increase to your Dark Bowmaster Strafe ability. Now, that's how they work one by one. But what if we use them both? If we have the 100% increased strafe and we have the +1 arrow with 200% decreased strafe damage. So now that we have them both activated and we go back and take a look at the stats, we have a damage of 400%, but we are doing 2 arrows at once, so it's 400% times 2, which equals 800%. And now the base amount is 500%, and with these both skills, the actual damage is going to be 800%. So that's like approximately like a 60% damage increase to the base value of your Dark Bowmaster Strafe ability if you have both of these skill nodes activated. So I hope this kind of clears out what those both skill nodes actually do, because The wordings can be quite confusing, at least they were that for me when I first took a look at the skill nodes over here. And now the third skill node we will take a look at is the archer trio applies to itself. And I told you earlier that when you are done with the very early game, when you have enough skill points, you can travel all the way here. You will be able to take the skill node, and what it does, it will apply this passive 200% attack speed boost to the Dark Bowmaster herself. So this will be a really nice boost to your Dark Bowmaster damage. Well, actually, if you think of it, there is this fourth skill node as well, which will give you +1 arrow for all normal attacks of all archer type heroes. So this will also give a minor boost to your Dark Bowmaster damage as well. And you will probably be using this because of your sniper and your Dark Elf anyway. Alrighty, so we are done with the skill tree and we are done with the promotion. So we have items left, am I right? And when you are thinking of Dark Bowmaster items, the main lines you wanna get for this hero is gonna be critical chance and critical damage. Now, this item here is not perfect. If it had critical damage line instead of boss damage, it would be a very perfect item for Dark Bowmaster. But unfortunately, I've been having very bad luck with my bows, so you will have to take what you get with the random item drops in this game. Boss damage is not a useless line. She already has a lot of boss damage and she will be a great asset on killing bosses, but this will not help you during the wave with normal monsters in any way, so critical damage would be a better choice in here. So all of these three lines should be either critical chance or critical damage. And the same goes for your accessory, and again here I have critical chance and critical damage. I have normal damage percentual boost in here because I haven't been able to get an item with 3 critical lines. And of course, anything that will boost your Dark Bowmaster damage apart from critical damage and critical chance can be used if you don't have those lines. So percentual damage or physical damage, boss damage like I had on my bow, even flying damage if you have really nothing else. But the main lines you want to look for is critical chance and critical damage. And runes you want, well, attack speed runes are really good in here as well. They are pretty good for every damage dealer you will have, and it's really easy to farm them because you can farm them from the beginner dungeon, which you can start doing extremely early in the game. But again, I want to point out that you should first focus on getting good items for your Dark Bowmaster, and then only after that focus on the runes. Like getting these critical chance and critical damage lines will be a huge boost to your Bowmaster, and the runes will be a secondary boost you will want to do. And then what about Orbs? Well, basically you have 2 or 3 pretty good choices in here. I have the critical orb here to boost the critical damage of my Dark Bowmaster, because as you probably saw, I have 3 critical chance lines on my items, but only 1 line of critical damage. So I have the critical damage orb here to balance things out between critical damage and critical chance. If things were other way around, if I had a lot of critical damage on my lines, but then not a lot of critical chance, then I could use the Orb of Luck to boost the critical chance of my Dark Bowmaster. Also, Orb of Power could be used to just give your Dark Bowmaster a damage boost over there if you have those other 2 orbs used for somewhere else. But like in here, for example, just balance the things out between critical damage and critical chance and you will be good to go. And with that, we have hopefully gone through the basics of the Dark Bowmaster hero and everything related to her, and she should be one of your highest level heroes because she is one of the main damage dealers you will have in your build. Now, as I said before, if you have any questions regarding her or anything else, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And I thank you again very much for watching these videos. It means a lot to me, and I hope I see you in the future as well. So until then, my friends, once more, stay safe and goodbye!